We were trying to build up that I-5 rivalry, and we're going to have that right now, as looks like we're going to have the kickoff, and it should be the quarterback, number 16, Russell Schneider, still on kicking duties, as he was the previous game a few weeks ago against Utah. It is a little bit warm, though, out here. So these guys, we're going to see the fatigue factor. I wonder when it's going to set in, or if it will set in.
Yeah, I talked to Coach last week, and Matt Evanson pulled his groin the prior week to the game against the Argos. So he is on light duty right now. He's not doing any of the kicking, so I'm sure we'll see Schneider doing the kickoffs and the PATs and field goals. Yeah,
as he missed his first one. He missed his first point after, and then he made the rest. And he made that big one in double overtime. And here's the kickoff at Lincoln High School, and it's a high kickoff taken about the 14-yard line. And it's going to be returned to about the 33-yard line. So pretty good starting field position for the SeaTac Cobras. And he'll be in the shotgun formation. You have a couple of receivers wide. You'll have Titus Mack, number 11, number 13, A.J. Springer, and number 17, Malcolm Shepard. And he looks to throw first, and that's complete. A little swing pass over there, and a big hole up the middle. Now he's taking it down the sideline in Boltz territory, out of bounds at about the 30, make that the 41-yard line of Portland. Timbers of Major League Soccer were successful, and here's another throw, a quick throw out to, again, Chris Poindexter, and he takes it. And he's going to be down right about the 41.
Have to make those adjustments.
In the shotgun and looks like we're going to have a timeout over here. And here's number 2, Justin Walls in the shotgun. In the backfield, he's going to have Ken Cornish, who had a huge game last week. And he's going to throw it. He's looking to the right sideline deep, but good coverage over there. Looked like number 23, Quincy Guy, who had an interception.
Off here for Seattle.
Yeah, Cornish had 24 rushes for 176. So here we go on third down. Here's the snap. And Walls looks. He's got all day to throw the ball. And he rolls out a little bit to his right. He throws it downfield. Excellent coverage. It picked off by number 25. It looks like Jason Pavolano, the safety. And he returns it all the way to the 44-yard line of Portland as the Boltz get their first turnover.
Ill-advised throw there by...
For the Boltz, only with 13 rushes, and that was 60 yards. He was effective when he got the ball, and here comes Schneider from the gun, and there's a handoff right there to David Smith, number 21. He spins, and he'll be down for maybe a loss of 1 yard as SeaTac, very stout in the first play formation, similar to what the Oregon Ducks use. Schneider calls out the signals. And there's the snap, and he looks. He's going to roll out to his left, and there's an open receiver right in the middle. Looks like Isaiah Smith, number 11, who was a big go-to guy last week, as to find 6'4", 215, as the Boltz have several large and long receivers. So 1st and 10, Schneider from the gun. David Smith is the running back. 3 receivers split to the left. He looks to the left. Again, throws across the middle, and this one's complete down to about the 38-yard line. That looks like Zach McGinnis. And the Boltz definitely have an excellent plethora of receivers. Some big, some fast. They got the red zone targets with, of course, Sims. And there is a handoff, and that's going to be taken by David Smith for about a gain of 1.
And it sags back or loosens up, you'll find those deep balls, those long strikes. So good call there by Coach Aaron Fentress.
So 1st and 10 for the Boltz as they get their second first down. There is a timeout called.
Corners are pressing at the line of scrimmage on the wideouts.
As you hear, the crowd is really into this game. Not a large crowd, but it's about the intensity and the passion. And there's over the middle, open receiver, and it's Zach McGinnis again, and he's in SeaTac territory all the way down to about the 20-yard line as Russell Schneider in the gun for the Boltz. And they have that stack formation there, 3 receivers to the left. And he's going to look to Urban Sims in the end zone. Touchdown, Boltz. Once again, Schneider to Sims in the end zone. There's your man. Urban Sims just used that amazing size and scores the first touchdown of the game.
One of the keys for the Boltz was to get on board first. You know, you want to kind of dictate the tempo. You're on their home field. You want to get this crowd involved as much as possible.
Snap is down, and that is good. So, like Russell Schneider told us. And here comes a kickoff from Schneider. And that's a nice high kick taken right about the 7-yard line. And that's going to be returned. A big hole. Now he's up the middle, and he's going to be gone. That looks like Titus Mack, who had an absolutely huge day. He's to the 10, to the 5. And there's a touchdown for the... Tie it up here if they make this point after. Oh, and the snap, and it's fumbled, and they're going to have to pick it up, and that looks like Eric Goodarp, and he throws it, and it's batted down over there. Off for the Sea-Tac Cobras, as Portland Boltz will be back on offense and back deep to receive. We'll have Jason Pabolano and Randy Fesser, number 31, the defensive back. What an amazing kickoff return that was over there by Titus Mack, 5'10", 180 out of North Dakota State. And here comes the kickoff from Eric Goodarp. And that's taken over there by Randy Fesser right about the 8-yard line. And he takes it and breaks it across the middle. And he's going to be tackled. Takes a couple hits as the ball is loose. And it looks like we might have a fumble. No signal yet from the referees. But the ball is in the hands of the SeaTac Cobras. But no signal still has been made on the field. As Fesser had a nice return. And they're going to say Boltz ball, as Fesser was down by contact. So no fumble. And the Boltz will have excellent field position to... So twin wide receivers to the right, one to the left. David Smith is the running back. And here comes in the gun. It's a handoff to Smith, and he gets a nice little pickup there. Across the 40, possibly to the 41-yard line. So it looks like a gain of 5 or 6 yards. Not bad on 1st and 10 for the Portland Boltz. Or make that second and 5 for the Boltz. And there's Schneider in the gun. He looks across the middle, and there's Nick Bodeman, but he cannot. It's dropped here. And we have 2 receivers to the left and to the right. David Smith is the lone back in the backfields. Schneider in the gun. And once again, they're showing blitz. Tacoma looks like they might have jumped. And here comes Schneider. He's rolling out, and he passes the 40 to 45. He's out of bounds at around the 50. Not working so well, but we'll accept it. It is what it is. We're here at Lincoln High School. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network. And we have trips to the left. And in the gun, it's Schneider, and he backs. He looks across the middle again, and it is incomplete. The Boltz as they go 4 with McGinnis, Smith, and Bodeman. Smith is in the backfield, and there's a handoff. Or excuse me, that's Darryl Smith, number 27. And he takes it out into Cobra territory, maybe for a pickup of 3 yards. One's key battles, the offensive line of the Boltz versus the defensive line of the SeaTac Cobras, as we have trips to the left, and here comes Schneider, and he rolls and he fires, and it's complete over there to Big Irvin Sims, number 88, and that's good for a first down, as he's to about the 29-yard line of the SeaTac Cobras. Get everyone into it. And here comes Schneider out of the gun, and he looks, and he's going to step up in the pocket. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown. Nick Bodeman on the score, as Russell Schneider looks super sharp so far in the first quarter. What a beautiful passing catch over there.
Yeah, he hit him right.
Going after. In this game, you're not going to see much rest for Mr. Schneider. And the snap is down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Schneider goes 2 for 2 on point afters to make this a 4th, the second and third quarter, and then had a great finish. 5 touchdowns last week for Schneider, as he's leading the PDFL in that category. And here comes the kickoff from Russell. And it's a nice kick towards the left sideline, taken right about the 10-yard line. And that looks like A.J. Springer on the return. Another big hole. And he's to the left of the sideline. He's going to the 40, to the 35. And it's going to be down at the 33 of Portland. Another huge kickoff for Liberty. At the age of 30, it's kind of hard to bounce back from another surgery, as he's getting surgery right now in Arizona. So there's a first carry, and that is a nice run over there by Cornish, as there's a penalty flag on the play. And he is roughed up out of bounds right around the 15.5-yard line. So we'll see if this... So first down in the gun is Justin Walls, number 2 from Western New England. He takes it and once again hands it off to Cornish, and he's right up the middle. Excellent defense right there by the Portland Boltz, as he maybe has 2.
zone read out there by Walls. One of the things that Walls is definitely able to.
Undersized at 5'11", 200 pounds. And there is some good size and height over there on the defensive front of the Boltz. And there's a good pass rush. He throws across the middle, wide open receiver, and it's complete right about the 22-yard line as the Boltz pick up, or excuse me, SeaTac picks up many of those yards.
Taking what the defense gave them and giving them themselves a shot on third down.
So 3rd and 5 for Justin Walls. He looks, he fires down the sideline, has an open receiver, makes a move, and that looks like it's going to be a touchdown for the Cobras as number 22, Chris Poindexter, makes one move. The place kicker doing the duties of kickoff and extra points. And the snap is down, and that kick is up, and that one looks good. And it is. So it is. All right. 5:43 left here in the first quarter. It is a 14-13 Portland Boltz lead as it looks like Eric Guttarp is going to be doing the kickoff duties for the Cobras. And back deep, we'll have Pavolano and Randy Fesser to return this kick. Poor special teams has put up 13 points for this Cobras team, and there's a high kickoff taken right about the 11-yard line by Jason Pavolano, or excuse me, make that Quincy Guy. And make that David Smith on the return, excuse me, and he's out of bounds right around the by Poindexter to make this a one-point ball game here. And there's going to be a run by number 21, David Smith, and he gets a couple, and he's going to pass the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
High school.
All right, there's another handoff to David Smith as a little hole, and he's tripped up down about the 34-yard line, and there's a couple flags as you had some big games. So 4:40 left in this first quarter there. The Boltz are once again at the 50-yard line, so they are almost in SeaTac territory. And there's a pass out to Nick Bodeman, and he's going to be down right at the 41-yard line. So Bodeman goes into Cobra territory with his first reception to make a few receptions. I think he had 3 for 46. And there goes David Smith with another carry as he tries to break this to the outside, and great pursuit over there by the SeaTac Cobras. So 3rd down for Portland. 3:03 left in this first quarter. Shotgun formation for Russell Schneider. And there's a handoff. That's Darryl Smith, and he's going to pound right up the middle for a first down as a late flag has been thrown onto the field. And that could be coming back 3rd and 12. And time is in right now. 14-13, Boltz lead here at Lincoln High School. Schneider in the shotgun. He's going to look to his right. He fires it, and it is complete. Bobbled, but excellent catch over there by Nick Bodeman. Good concentration to make the grab, and that is at his 3rd reception. 2 receivers to both sides of the football field. Darryl Smith is the back. And Schneider looks across the middle again. He has an open receiver, and that is Isaiah Smith, who gets right back up. And he's going to be down inside the 10-yard line. Schneider only has a few incomplete passes, but his decision-making has been flawless so far. 1:24 left in this quarter, 14-13 Boltz as they try to threaten right here and score another TD. And there's a fake and a rollout by Schneider to his right. He throws it. Isaiah Smith has it and drops it. Incomplete. Another outstanding read by Schneider. And Sims is spread out to the left. And then you have Isaiah Smith and Nick Bodeman to the right. And here's a timeout. Here we go with 1:10 left. The Boltz up by 1, threatening to score. It is 3rd and goal. And here comes Schneider from the shotgun. He looks to his left. He throws it up for Irvin Sims. And he cannot come down with it, but there is a penalty flag. It's going to be for a touchdown. Those are good odds. 6'5", 230.
The Boltz going with the power
I like that
set here.
Power eye over there with Darryl Smith, the running back. And Jason Hoyt, the fullback, and he rolls out, and this is going to be in the ground, almost intercepted. They're going to say it hit the ground as SeaTac thought they had an interception there. That was number 37, Taslandi Brown. Once again, they have another power formation here. Jason Hoyt is the fullback, and number 27, Darryl Smith, will take the handoff, and he gets pounded right up there by SeaTac. Excellent play. Looked like maybe it was Derek Holman, or is that Doug Palmer, who also plays offensive line? Looked like Doug Palmer. touchdown in the double overtime.
He had both touchdowns.
Both touchdowns. And there Schneider throws it up a fade, and Isaiah Smith with an outstanding catch, and he's in for a touchdown. Are you kidding me? Oh, wow. What a play by Isaiah Smith. It had been out of bounds, being honest, being very objective here. So nonetheless, bad snap, but excellent hold. And once again, Schneider. Going back to that catch, PJ, that was an amazing throw and even a better catch. I would have to just give the props right there to Isaiah Smith, who's just been spectacular so far this season, both games. And there's the snap and the hold, and the kick is low, but it looks like it's through. And Schneider is 3 for 3. Home. And right now, Russell Schneider has been super sharp, throwing his third touchdown, that one to Isaiah Smith. Nick Bodeman has one. And here comes the kickoff from Schneider as he's got a lot of responsibilities today. And here's a kickoff from the 30, and that is a terrible kick high. And that'll be take one bounce over there by the Cobras. And that ball is alive and just recovered by SeaTac as Portland had a chance recovering that onside, and looks like teams have been playing for the Boltz. You might as well just kick it high, and if you get him down right around the 35, 40-yard line, that's not that bad, as long as you keep him in their territory. And the first snap of the game, we're going to have penalties right there. Looks like there'll be a false start called on the Cobras. And as this Boltz team looks to get the ball back for that offensive unit who scored 3 touchdowns so far. And here comes Walls out of the gun, and he looks to the right sideline, and that is complete. And out of bounds, once again, that's number 11, Titus Mack, their big play guy, to Coach Kellogg. So we'll keep an eye on that as we saw him already return a kickoff. And he can catch. And Walls takes that and is going to hand it off to Cornish. And he makes a couple moves over there. A couple bolts miss, but then he'll be tackled right around the 46, only for a couple yards.
One of the things that
have really hurt the Boltz here. So there's Walls back in the shotgun. He looks, and there's a drop up, a dump off, and that's going to be good for a first down as no one is home for Portland, and that looks like Poindexter once again. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right. Walls looks to the right. He now looks to the left. He's going to throw down the left sideline, has an open receiver, and we have a touchdown Cobras. An excellent read over there by quarterback Judd. And they're going to go for 2 right here, as it is 21-20 ball game, and they're going to go for 2, and it is incomplete. Boring. That my friends used to hate me. They used to go, I cannot play. They used to be so bored that I would beat them because they would lose concentration. I had to because I wasn't very good at video games. So that was my one tactic there.
Interesting call on going for 2 this early in the game.
It was. And here's the kickoff, and that is a high, terrible floppy kick out of bounds at the 28, so there will be a penalty, and the Boltz will have outstanding. SeaTac Cobra's second inaugural game for both of these teams here for the regular season. We have Theo Hall is up in the booth to the left of us from the SeaTac Cobras. And here comes Schneider back on the field. First down, that is a bobbled snap, and David Smith recovers that. As you look over there, the Portland Boltz were not happy. Yeah, I walked on the field before, PJ, and I'll tell you what, I kind of felt like a big guy. I did. I really did. No, that was one scary-looking guy. So the Boltz second down here. He is huge. And once again in the shotgun goes Schneider. He rolls out to his right. He fires on the run. Oh, what a catch over there by Nick Bodeman right at the 47-yard line. And he's going to pass. 3rd and 4 for the Boltz. In the gun is Schneider. 2 receivers to both sides. The one running back is Daryl Smith, number 27. Schneider looks, and there's a flag. So we're going to have a hold over here. But Schneider's going to roll out now to his left. He's going to fire, and he hits David Smith over there in the backfield, makes one move, and he's down at the 45-yard line. But it doesn't really matter because we are going to have the smallest man on the field at 5'7". Put him against that beast over there, Everett Corley, and that would be a little mismatch, David and Goliath. So here's the snap, and Eddie Pazos gets a high punt. And that's nice. Not going to be any return over there as a fair catch is made right about the 23-yard line by Titus Mack. The PDFL, the Professional Developmental Football League. Here's quarterback Justin Walls, and there's a handoff to Cornish, and he's up the middle for a nice gain on first down as he's going to be tackled right about the 34, bringing up a 2nd and maybe 4.
That'll looking to get him off starting here in the second quarter.
We're going to have some movement over here. Tack. Line's crew was a little bit slow there. And Walls has all day to throw, and there he looks, and he hits Cornish, and he's wide open on the right sideline. He passes the 50, and he's out of bounds right at the 46 of the Boltz. So another reception as Walls. He's back. He looks over the middle. That's complete and tackled right away by Jason Pavolano, number 25. So it looks like it's going to be enough.
Portland has made them and just keeping them off balance.
9:28 left in the second quarter, and there's a run over there, and there's a bunch of flags, 3 flags thrown right at the play. So it looks like we're going to have a hold over here, and it could be number 76. Shea Smith, the offensive lineman. Coach Kellogg is trying to clean up here. And Walls is in the shotgun formation, and he looks... fires it. Oh, almost picked off over there by Bo Gates as he is shocked that he wasn't able to make. Well, I guess that's why he plays defense. So here we go. Big down, 2nd and 25. Justin Walls is pressured over there, and he throws it to Cornish on the screen. And again, good blocking as the Boltz want to hold, as Cornish will be drilled right about the 41-yard line.
What's your 3rd and 15 play?
I would throw short and try to let the receiver make a play. They've done it several times. He's going to go deep, though, but excellent coverage over there by Randy Fesser. And so 21-19. The Boltz on top of the SeaTac Cobras, 7:50 left in a half. And here comes the punt as an official timeout is. The Boltz look to get some pressure after this. 7:44 left, and there's a high snap, but that is taken by Goodharp, and he kicks it to the right part of the sideline out of bounds. So pretty good punt, and the referee will mark hungry.
Yeah, it was so good. But Twilight Pizza, they have pizza, Italian, and American fare with their own twist, with something to please most everyone. 4th Ave, focusing on pizza and pasta with appetizers, soup, salad, dessert, and beer.
Wow, that sounds good, but let's see what Russell Schneider can do. I'm sure he would like to go there after the game, and Schneider's back has a little pressure over there, so he's going to throw on the run, but he's going to take it, and he's going to be out of bounds right about the 27 or 28-yard line, so Schneider picks up a...
And don't make a bad decision with the throw.
Oh, he definitely learned from hearing it from Aaron Ventress, the head coach. Certainly wasn't pleased about those poor decisions last week. So here he goes, throws across the middle, open receiver, and it's complete to guess who? Number 11, Isaiah Smith, as he's down at the 38. And they have Danny Keenan, who's a new pickup from Boise, and he has some exceptional skills from what I hear and read. And there goes Schneider, and there's a handoff to David Smith up the middle for a good burst. And that's going to be close to another Boltz first step.
And get it to 2nd and short, 3rd and short. It just opens up the offensive playbook.
5:33 left in half. Once again, the Portland Boltz are driving. Here comes Schneider. He looks to his left. Now he's looking to his right. He looked he's on his 3rd read now. He looks back. He fires, and there's the rookie, Danny Key.
1 rep on as a receiver, but didn't get past to. So
he's got good size too.
Yeah.
Another big wide receiver. That's the way Fentress likes him. There's a handoff up the middle to number 21, David Smith, and he gained a couple before he's tackled. PDFL. And remember, you can go to the www.thepdfl.com for more information on the league and the teams. And Schneider's in the gun, 2 receivers split on both sides. Schneider has a little pressure. He steps up in the pocket. He throws it. Oh! Oh, it's caught! It's a touchdown! Irvin Sims, are you kidding me? The referee hasn't signaled. They're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line as Irvin Sims snaps. 2nd and long. For Schneider, he's back in the gun. Again, 2 receivers split to both sides. David Smith in the backfield. Now he looks short to Smith. Oh, I thought we were going to have a little clip there. And Smith is good for a gain of a few yards as he gets some of that penalty yardage back up. That's why he was filling in over right tackle as there was an injury.
Yeah.
Because I normally see him on the other side. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 8 yards for this Portland Boltz team. We're just about 3 minutes left in this half. 2-point lead. Schneider once again in the gun. He's going to look to his left. Another penalty flag is down. And there's a wide open Isaiah Smith. And he's going to scamper in for the end zone for a touchdown. But there is a flag on the 2-point Boltz lead. So it is 3rd and long. It's about 13 yards. And once again, Schneider's in the gun. He's going to look to his right now. He fires across the middle. A big reception. And that's big number 88, Irvin Sims. And that's good. This is the Portland Sports Beat broadcasting back. 2 minutes left in this half. Once again, the shotgun formation for this spread unit of the Portland Boltz. Schneider under gun. David Smith is the back. And you have big Irv Sims and Isaiah Smith to the left. And there's Bodeman in the right part of the end zone. Score! Boltz! Nick Bodeman with his second touch. He's satisfied with the defense. It's just the special teams is a little bit shaky. And, of course, penalties. And that will kill you. And there's the snap. The hold is down. And the kick is up. And it is absolutely perfect.
Kick it to the up back. I mean, that's right now. That should probably be their best option because those guys are not going to be. They're going to be more blockers than they are going to be return guys.
I'm sure that's exactly what you're going to see. And there it is, right up to the up blockers, right at the 35-yard line. And that's taken by Ken Cornish. And Cornish passes midfield. Excellent field position. He's down right about the 46 feet. And they have plenty of time. They have a timeout remaining. They have excellent field position. Walls in a shotgun. He's going to look over the middle. Good pass rush over there, but he gets loose. And his first quarterback keeper of the day is going to be tackled right about the 40-yard line as Bo Gates was there.
It and ran.
So Walls picks up about 6 yards there, makes it 2nd and 4, and he's in a shotgun. He has all day to throw the ball. He looks to the left sideline, and an receiver here. Cornish is in the backfield, so we have trips to the right now. Walls back to throw. He has time. He looks, and he's going to run. He just gives like a little shovel pass over there to Cornish as Cornish gets out of bounds, and he will go for it as Walls and the offense is still on the field. We have trips to the right. Cornish is in the backfield with Walls. And he's barking out the signals, audibling right here as we look like the Bolts are coming on a blitz. And there it is. And it's picked up. And that's thrown out to Poindexter. And he's going to have enough for a SeaTac Cobra first down to the 30 of Portland. We're at 27 seconds. And now we have trips to the left. And shotgun formation. And there's a snap. And this time Walls is going to keep it. He makes one guy miss, and he's going to throw himself down right about the 21. As I have a little window propped open, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, when you get that little breeze, it feels nice.
And there's the shotgun formation, and Walls takes a snap. He's going to throw on the right sideline. Intercepted, and it looks like it is a Jason Pabalano with the pick as Quincy got for SeaTac. Pabalano was there for his second pick, so the Bolts are just going to take it. We'll do a show. Welcome back to Lincoln High School, home of the Portland Bolts. It is a 28-19 lead for this Portland team. We're just about ready and set to start the third quarter here. And that means Eric Guttarp will be kicking off. And back deep will be Jason Pabalano and Randy Fesser, number 31, the defensive back.
I think keys right now for the second half for the Cobras is they got to control the line of scrimmage. They need to not put this all on Walls to make a comeback. Use their running plays effectively and go back to those little out patterns and those little flares on the outside. Hit the flats.
Yeah, force the Bolts to make some tackles in space. And here we go, and that's going to be returned by Fesser. He takes it right at the 2-yard line. Excellent kick. Or make that David Smith. And he makes a couple guys miss. He's down the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 44. Excellent field position for the Bolts. David Smith now on kickoffs. Excellent run over there. Followed his blockers and just broke it out to the outside.
Yeah, he made a good cut out there. He kind of ran up the middle, set up the blockers, and then made one good cut to the outside, and then ran straight down the sideline. It was a great move, great setup on the run.
So Schneider and company take over, and the SeaTac Cobras have been they haven't been able to stop this team. They stopped the Bolts once, forced one punt, and that's it. Otherwise, it's been touchdown after touchdown. 4 touchdown passes by Russell Schneider. He's been on target, and they've had some success in the run game as well. That looks like Tolo Tuatelli in the backfield, number 42, who I don't think was here in the first half. Oh, no, excuse me, that was not. And Russell Schneider drops back, and he's going to run and just gets away from pressure again. Gains a couple yards as a couple Cobras are slow to get up.
That was Tony Pearson in the back.
Yeah, that was Tony Pearson. That's what I meant. So it looks like Corey Brown, who's down with a possibly left knee injury. I thought I saw Tolo Tuatelli, but no Tuatelli here.
I'll scout the sidelines and see if I know Tolo was going to miss the first half, so I'll see if he made it for the second half.
He is a linebacker, but he does play some fullback.
Yeah, he's the one who usually comes in when they run that power formation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Pearson, who also gets a few carries a game, good blocker.
Yeah, the last game against the Argos, I think he had about a 40-yard run, ended up getting called back for a penalty, but it was a really good run, and it made like one cut to the outside, and was off to the races.
That was an unfortunate penalty because they really needed that. That was right before overtime in the fourth quarter. So Brown is still being attended to. So we have a break in action, 14:28 left in this third quarter as we just are on our way at Lincoln High School. Boltz 28 and the SeaTac Cobras 19. This is the Portland Sports Beat radio broadcast. All right, now we're getting some. All right, you can do it. So Mr. Brown will be helped off by a couple Cobras and one of the trainers. So we'll try to get any kind of information, any kind of update on his status, but it doesn't look good for Brown or the Cobras, as Corey might be done for the game and possibly longer. But if we do get a report, we will let you know.
Yeah, he's real slow to come off the field. That's never a good sign. So,
and Russell Schneider's done an outstanding job moving out of the pocket, moving up in the pocket, and he's made some positive yardage running. And we know that Kyle English is the more mobile quarterback. He's the guy, number 17, who's used for more of those types of plays. But Russell Schneider showing that he can move too.
Yeah, and he's got that kind of, if you watch Peyton Manning or any of those kind of bigger quarterbacks, he doesn't take real long strides. He takes little tiny shuffle steps and just positions himself, a foot or two in a different spot just so he can make the throw. He keeps the ball up the whole time, has a good quick release.
Excellent vision.
And does a good job of just extending plays.
So we're back on the field in shotgun formation, two receivers split to both sides, and Tony Pearson is still the back. And that is going to be complete to Isaiah Smith across the middle. And he's going to be tackled right at the 48-yard line. So the Bolts are back in Cobra territory here, and that's going to bring up a third down.
That was a great tackle there by Kyle Abram.
Short pickup.
Good open field tackle. He's coming up on Isaiah Smith. Isaiah Smith has had a great game today, but he made sure that he gave the Cobras a chance here with that 3rd and 4.
Number 34, Kyle Abram. He has been scouted by the Seattle Seahawks, so they wanted him to get some more experience and more game film, and then they're going to probably invite him to training camp. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's what this league's all about, developing players. And there's another throw, and that one is going to be complete over there on the sideline. And once again, that's Isaiah Smith. And that's good for another Portland Bolts first down around the 42 of the Cobras.
And again, Russell Schneider putting the ball right where it needed to be. That was actually some pretty good coverage over there. But Russell Schneider put it right down on the ground, right at the feet of the receiver. He went down, made a great reception.
And that's what the receivers have done. Make very good receptions on good throws. And Russell Schneider throws over the middle. That one was a dangerous pass. Excellent coverage over there by the Cobras as the weak outside linebacker Joe Kaysen was right there looking for Irvin Sims, the big man. Almost got him laid out.
Yeah, Sims will probably have a discussion a little bit later with Russell Schneider and say, hey, if you don't mind, please never do that again.
Please don't.
I do like my head attached to my body.
So second down for the Boltz at the 42-yard line, 12:54 left in the third. It is a 9-point Portland lead. Shotgun formation once again for the Boltz. Schneider gets a snap. He looks to his right. He's going to move around once again. Now he's going to roll back to his left. Another excellent move. A lot of shiftiness there, and he throws it incomplete. The closest one there looked like one of the offensive linemen, as I believe that was number 72, Dalton Jasso, the center.
Yeah, I think Isaiah was kind of over there in that area too. Isaiah Smith.
It was closer to Jasso.
It was.
So that's going to bring up third down. And the Bolts continue to pass. 9-point lead, 12:46. We're here at Lincoln High School. As you see, the Bolt fans, not many. Small crowd, but they are a little passionate there. Got some energy going. As Mr. Devin Dyer was hanging out at halftime in the stands. And that was incomplete again, intended for Irvin Sims. A little miscommunication there. He was open.
Yeah, I think Irv saw the hole and he kind of sat in it, and Schneider thought he was going to keep going, so a little miscommunication there.
So that brings up fourth down here, 12:43 left, and the Bolts will be punting for only the second time of the game as Eddie Pazos is on the field. And back deep is Mr. Titus Mack, who's had a kickoff return for a touchdown and a couple big receptions. Had an awesome game last week against the Utah Argos. One of their special weapons, all 5'10", 180. Coach Kellogg compared him to a Percy Harvin. And that one is a nice punt, and it is going to roll into the end zone, and the Bolts try to push it back. Unsuccessful. So that's going to be down in the end zone. The ball will come out to the 20-yard line for Sea-Tac. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network.
People trying to watch it. Ready?
Mm-hmm. And we're back here at Lincoln Fields, and there is a penalty on the field, or was a penalty on the field, so the ball will be moved up. I think there was an illegal man downfield called on Portland. I think Portland is leading the penalty category. Not something that any coach ever wants to see, but facts of life. 12:32 left in the third. 28-19. Portland on top of SeaTac. Justin Walls and the Cobra offense comes out for the first time here in the second half. He takes a handoff, and there's a running play, a handoff to Cornish up the middle for no gain as the Bolts were there. And I talked to Devin Dyer at halftime because he was sitting in the stands, and he was not happy with his performance. He was not happy with the defense performance. He said we should be up by several touchdowns. He also claimed that the offensive line of SeaTac continues to hold him and the whole Bolts front seven over there by the hips. He said you can't do anything. He said there should be several calls of holding. So let's watch that. That's something to watch for here in this half. 11:56 tipping off the third, and it's going to bring up second down, and there's going to be a false start. Looks like called on SeaTac, as that's going to move him back a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess SeaTac does not want to be let the Bolts lead in that category, so now they are attempting to even that out.
Yeah, if you put odds on that one, that's going to be tough. Who is going to win the penalty category?
I wonder what the line would be.
The line would be at probably even. You have to go even. Both these teams are highly penalized. Still working their little kinks out. 9-point Boltz lead. It's going to bring up second down and long. Second and about 15 for SeaTac. Walls in the shotgun, all 5'11" of them. And fake handoff over there. Play action, and he's going to roll out, and that's complete over there. As there's another marker down, I believe.
Yeah, he was way past
the line of scrimmage. That was complete to Poindexter, so that's coming back. So it looks like SeaTac might be leading now in penalties. And we're going to go back and forth.
Not if that total yardage from those two big plays.
Oh, not total yardage, but just amount of penalties.
Yeah.
There are two different categories. One's even, one is in the Boltz favor. Probably 3-1 odds or something. So that's going to move the Cobras back 5 yards. They'll be right around the 16.
And that is a loss of down because they throw the flag where he threw the ball from. So it's a loss of down.
That's a killer penalty right there. So that's third and long. It's about third and more than 15 yards. Walls in the shotgun. He's going to look to throw the ball. He's going to roll out to his right. Open receiver, that goes right in the middle of the field, and that's going to be complete to Malcolm Shepard, tackled right about the 38-yard line. As Walls did a great job staying in the pocket, waiting for one of his receivers to come open and hit Shepard right in the numbers. And there's a couple bold defensive backs right there.
Yeah, I think they just kind of lost him. He was kind of floating around behind him. Did a good job of finding a hole, and Walls did a good job of, like you said, extending the play and finding an open receiver.
So Walls completes a big third and long, and there's a quick pass over there to Cornish, and he makes one. Excuse me, that is not Cornish. That is A.J. Springer, and that is going to be complete only for a short pickup, maybe 3 yards. So it's going to bring up second. They're going to mark it a gain of 4, so make it 2nd and 6.
Right now, Seattle working to try to get that pace where they want it at. They like to play the no huddle and call plays at the line of scrimmage.
And there's another penalty flag as Justin Walls back to pass. Has an open receiver and a diving attempt by Malcolm Shepard. It's incomplete, but another flag. So here we go. Once again, flag frenzy here in Portland, Oregon at Lincoln High School. As now SeaTac looks like they have the lead. So that one wouldn't count anyways, as there was a wide open Shepard.
Illegal shift. There's the call.
Moves it
from
back
our
5
referee.
yards.
Yep. So. The one thing that right now that the Cobras really need to focus on is just playing within themselves. They have the ability to make a comeback. They're not down by, it's a 2-score game right now. So they have the ability to come back. They just need to, kind of settle down. And they've proven that they can move the ball against the Boltz and just, settle down and play their game.
Yeah, this isn't a huge lead where they would be really forced to pass every down. They can still have plenty of time to run the ball as well and to mix this up. So let's see what Walls does right here with second down and about 10 yards. And shotgun formation, so Justin looks, he fires to the sideline, and that's complete and out of bounds. Enough for a first down is A.J. Springer again. So we didn't hear much of Springer's name in the first half, and here he is. So there's a Cobras first down, and their offense is a little bit maybe not as fast-paced as Portland, meaning that Portland has a faster striking offense. They can score at a quicker pace, but this team likes to sustain long drives and to really kill the clock and to keep the opposing offense off the field. And that's what when they've had successful drives, that's what they've been able to do. And here we go, first down. There's a run and a nice move or two by Cornish, as he'll gain a few, but good tackle over there by number 55, Bo Gates.
Yeah, and what that does with those sustained drives, that just wears out the defense. That defensive line, they got those big guys on the offensive line that are pushing up against them play after play after play. And if you have to, if you have a 5-6 minute of clock play, then, that's going to wear down that defense. And come the end of the game when they need to come up with a big stop, then, they're too tired. So it's a good job of just kind of sustain a drive and get some points out of it.
9 minutes left in the third quarter, 28-19 Boltz lead, but Walls and the Cobras are driving, and there's a pass, and it's complete once again to Malcolm Shepard as he's still on his feet. He's pushing Bolt players around, and he's inside the 30, down to about the 27 of Portland, and here come the Cobras with 8:40 left in this third quarter. So Walls right now is warming up and looking much better, making good decisions, and he has several receiving options open.
Yeah, and you can see the Boltz right now platooning out their defensive line, getting the guys in and out. You can tell that they're starting to get tired, kind of wear down a little bit, and they got to get some new guys, some fresh guys in there.
And here comes Devin Dyer, who said he was struggling in the first half. And here comes also number 69, Mr. Jones. 8 minutes left in this third. Walls in the shotgun. He looks and, good pass rush, but he avoids it. He throws up it's going to be a touchdown as the Sea-Tac Cobras get on the board, and that is Titus Mack with the reception. So there he is, Mr. Big Play. We talked about him in the first half. We talked about him a little bit at halftime and here in the third quarter. Titus Mack makes a big play once again, PJ. The Cobras have wide open receivers in the middle of the fields, and there's the first score for the Cobras of the first half.
Yeah, and that was a great drive. Minus the penalties, the Cobras did exactly what they wanted to do. They sustained a drive all the way down the field. They wore out the front seven of the Boltz, and then when they needed it, they came up with the big play to get the touchdown.
So the Cobras are going for one. It is a 28-25 ball game. This will cut it to 2. And the hold is down, and the kick is up and good. But guess what? There's some more yellow laundry on the field, of course. And this is a false start on the SeaTac Cobras, so they are definitely winning the job in the penalty department, as they did last week against the Utah Argos with 14 for over 100 yards. So this is going to move it back 5 yards, and they will try the point after once again. Still 28-25 Boltz lead. And like you said, PJ, that was an outstanding job by the whole offense to sustain that drive, to keep the defense on Portland on the field and to wear them out a little bit as they're able to also score. And then they had several penalties against them.
Yeah, so if they're able to complete this, they're down
2 points.
2 points. Seattle's right back in this game. It's no gimme that Portland's going to win it. So, Portland needs to come out this next drive and really kind of hammer home that
another one. We're going to have another false start. And I'll tell you what, if the SeaTac Cobras keep doing this, there's no way they're going to win this game. You can't give a team like the Portland Boltz this many opportunities defensively or offensively or in special teams. So it looks like we're going to move this back 5 more yards. And now this point after is really not that easy. So the lights are on here at Lincoln High School. Maybe that will help the special teams of SeaTac.
Really a long discussion on what seems to be an easy call. One way or the other, they should know who jumped.
Feel bad for Eric Guttup. He's just waiting his turn. There we go. There's the false start. There's the signal. 7:53 left in this third quarter. Cobras are still trying to cut this to a 2-point ball game. And now this point after is going to be a lot more difficult. So it's about a 29-yard attempt. The Boltz are coming after this one. And there's a snap in the dirt, but an excellent hold, and the kick looks perfect right down the middle and plenty of height. So the SeaTac Cobras knocked that 1 point up after 2 penalties. The score is 28-26 Portland. We're here at Lincoln High School, 7:53 left in the third quarter. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network. She didn't know that we were broadcasting the game? We were doing the play-by-play? Shit.
Boltz on to receive the kick. They still lead 28-26. Let's go, Boltz!
Two-point Boltz lead, 7:53 left in the third quarter. Eric Guttup is going to be kicking off to Portland. Back deep is number 21, David Smith and Randy Fesser. So Pabalano comes out, and David Smith has been returning the kicks, had an outstanding kick, the previous one. And here comes the kick, and that's a high one. Pretty deep, right about the 8-yard line. David Smith takes it, and he crosses the 20, the 25, to 30. Still on his feet. He's down to about the 36-yard line. Good field position for Portland. As number 17, Malcolm Shepard was in on the tackle. Wide receiver.
You know, I think Coach might be onto something there, putting Smith back at the return spot. He's done a great job every single time that he's been out there as a return specialist.
Well, it might as well. He's not getting much use as a running back, and he has a lot of quickness, and he's got good speed, and he can break some tackles. He's a lot stronger than his 190-plus pound self. And he'll remain in the backfield. David Smith got trips to the right. Nick Bodeman is the lone receiver to the left. Shotgun formation for... And there's a handoff up the middle. And David Smith is going to be taken down, spun around, and thrown to about the 42-yard line. So an excellent pickup on first down, a gain about 6 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 4. It's going to be interesting to see if Aaron Fentress decides to run the ball a little bit more here with this possession to try to keep the Cobras defense on the field and try to wear them down and keep a long, sustained drive.
And you also want to give your defense a little bit of rest. They were on the field for a long, long time, that last possession.
Yes, they were. So here it is. David Smith is going to get the call again, and he spun around, breaks one tackle, but he can't break the second one. Excellent pursuit over there by number 59. That is Darren Burton, the linebacker from West Hills College. Good pursuit by that Cobra defense there.
Yeah, it was a great fill. You know, when you run it up inside and the defensive line does a good job of pushing the running back to the outside, that's what you need. You need your linebackers, you need your safeties flowing up to the front of the play like that on the outside and making those sure tackles.
Bodeman, the one receiver to the left. Looks like Pearson is the running back, and that one's complete. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. That's Zach McGinnis. He's been quiet since the first quarter. As Zach with the big reception down about the 48-yard line. Another good throw and catch over there by Portland. The hurry-up offense as Schneider gets the signals from Fentress, calling it out.
Clock.
We had some trouble here. All right, we had some clock management trouble, but there we are, 5:33 and ticking in the third quarter. Schneider in the shotgun, two receiver split to both sides. Schneider goes across the middle and complete to the 45-yard line in Cobra territory, and that's big Irvin Sims right there, and they're going to mark him down at the 44.
Yeah, that's a big play going across the middle like that. You're running right into a safety when you're running that cover 2, like the Cobras are. You're running right at him, right into those linebackers as well who are dropping back. So good job of Sims there to make the catch.
All right, so second and a couple for Portland. And Schneider throws a right sideline as an open receiver. It's behind him, but it's big Irv Sims, and he's going to drag them into a touchdown. Irvin Sims with another score. How do you like them apples? That's what Irvin Sims is saying. You can hang on me, but I'm going to drag you all the way to the end zone. A big TD with 4:47 left in the third.
Wow, that was a great play there by Irv Sims. You know, we did a little highlight package of the last game, Utah versus Portland, and he had 2 amazing catches. And I think if we do another highlight package, that one probably is going to make it up into the top of the plays.
Yeah, I would think so. It was a little bit behind him. He had to stop for it. Caught the ball, but I love how he dragged the DB, a much smaller DB. And Mr. Russell Schneider, who's been busy today, leading the PDFL in points. He has another point after hold is down. And the kick is perfect. So like Russell told us last week, give me a little time, and I'm going to do it. So there's his 5th touchdown pass, 5 extra points. So he's responsible for all 35 points for the Boltz. Irvin Sims with another big reception. And Portland has a 35-20 game. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, the guy was trying to just take the ball.
Yeah.
Strip him.
Yeah.
You can't do that when the guy's that big on you.
He's huge. That guy, I don't know his speed or anything, but he just looks like he has NFL qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank our sponsors. Snap-on High Performance Tools, Muscle
routes,
and he can
Columbia
go over
Bank,
the top of
Health Source, Lord's Gym.
Whenever he
Rosewood
throws
Park.
it up to him, it's like almost a gimme. So the Bolts have a 15-point 2-possession ball game right now. 4:47 left in this third quarter. The Cobras need to answer as the Bolts were. Irv Sims, very reliable, dependable receiver. You think that he's only used in the red zone. It's not true. He's also a big play receiver. He has deceptive speed, excellent hands. He runs great routes. And the strength and the size of that guy is just remarkable. You could throw the ball up to him. And he could also break tackles.
Yeah, he's just one of those receivers that, you know, the defender was trying to strip him of the ball, but he's just so big you can't make a mistake like that. He just did a great job of running through it and, you know, making an excellent football play.
So Mr. Schneider is going to be kicking the ball off. As you know, he must be exhausted. He's done everything for this team. Former Portland Monarch, coached by Aaron Fentress. So Fentress said, I'm going to start this team, the Portland Boltz, for the PDFL. Makes the call to Schneider. That was the first call he made. He knew if he had his signal caller that he was in good shape.
Yeah, and then I think his next call was to all those receivers because he made a good decision there because it's a great group of receivers.
It really is. It's a plethora of them. And there's the kickoff. That one's high and somewhat deep. That's taken about the 15-yard line by A.J. Springer. Springer breaks a couple tackles, thrown down around the 30. But once again, we have yellow laundry on the field. So let's see what this flag is.
It's going to be a blocking in the back. I believe it was...
Cobras
Pearson.
Okay.
Pearson was down and doing a good job on coverage. I think he was the gunner out there, and he had a beat on the returner. Someone just came up and hit him, didn't get his helmet on the front side of him, and that's what the penalty is going to be.
And the Cobras are exercising the upper extremity of these referees as they've been throwing flags all second half. And there's another one, and that's going to back up the Cobras in their territory. They'll be starting around the 12. And you can't do that. If you're the Cobras, you need good field position. You need to sustain these drives, and you need to score. You're down by 2 scores now. So you're putting your offense in a big hole here, as Justin Walls from Western New England is going to be taking the field in the shotgun formation. Twin receivers to the left. There's a handoff up the middle. Nice little hole there as he's thrown down by Bo Gates.
Again, plenty of time for Seattle here. It's still a 2-possession game. They got, a quarter plus 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes here. So they don't need to rush. They don't need to worry about anything. Just continue to do what they've been doing, what they did that last drive.
Oh, and there's going to be a penalty right there as Corey Coleman wasn't able to get off the field in time. So excellent play over there by Justin Holes to snap that ball. So we'll have a 5-yard penalty on too many men on the field. As the Boltz continue to shuffle their defensive front, trying to keep them fresh to get the pass rush after Walls. So let's just see the signal.
Watching the referees, looked like he gave him a little pat on the butt there, and it just reminded me of Chad Ochocinco and with his lawyer and giving his lawyer the pat on the butt, and that sent him to jail.
Have you ever seen anything so ridiculous in your life?
Yeah, that was dumb.
It's like part of me feels bad for him, but part of me says this guy just deserves it. He needs to be locked up.
He just doesn't get it.
He just doesn't get it. That's the exact problem. That's why his career wasn't able to go a little bit longer, and he wasn't able to put up numbers like his buddy T.O. Great talent, too, from Oregon State right here in Corvallis, Oregon. All, 20 snaps for Oregon State after a JUCO transfer? All right, so the ball is going to be spotted at the 28-yard line after the penalty. It's going to make it second down, or make that first. Clock. So Walls in the shotgun formation. He takes it and he fakes the handoff, and he's looking down the field. He's got an open receiver, Titus Mack, and it's caught, and that's going to be a touchdown as Titus Mack once again makes another huge play and a huge strike for this Cobras offense. As it looked like Randy Fester was there in coverage, he had a chance at the ball, and he missed his jump.
Yeah, as a coach, you always say, do not make a play on the ball unless you're sure you can make the tackle afterward. He went to go make a play, didn't make it, and then Mack was off to the races. So, you got to at least knock the ball down if you're going to make a play like that.
So the Cobras, quick strike offense, score a much-needed touchdown to make this game, once again, a close one, as it's going to be 35-26, and the kicking team will be coming out for the Cobras as Mr. Eric Goodharp will be doing the kicking for the point after. Once again, Titus Mack has been very difficult to stop. Kickoff returns in the pass game. And the kick is up and perfect. So it is a 33 ball game, 2-point lead for the Boltz. 3:46 left here in the third quarter. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network. Wow, that was some play.
Yeah. You got to at least knock the ball down.
That was awful. That was Fester, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Fester.
All right. So the Cobras are able to cut this to a 2-point lead once again to make this a tight ball game with 3:46 left in the third quarter here at Lincoln High School in Portland, Oregon, just across the street from Gerald-Wen Field. PJ Miller is the color commentator. I am Brad Stein doing the play-by-play. As this could be the last home game for these Boltz.
And it's been a great game. This is the second game for the Boltz here at home in this PDFL. The first one, double overtime after an amazing comeback. And here you got this 2-point game with 3 minutes to go here in the
And it's been a great season with you, BJ, and it's about to come to an end. It just started. And there's the return. And that looks like Randy Fesser, the one who mistimed his jump. And he spins a couple times and is going to be down around the 23, 24-yard line. Good coverage by the SeaTac Cobras.
Special teams that had those penalties on the point after touchdowns. But other than that, their special teams has been pretty good. They've had good returns. They have the return for the touchdown. They have the other return where I believe they brought it back to about the 32-yard line. And I think they had one other one where they brought it back into the Boltz territory. So
yeah, just penalties.
Yeah, special teams has been definite advantage for the Cobras.
The penalties has been the story of the game once again for the Cobras. Last week, they were able to overcompensate for them.
As a little ball boy runs in there.
Yeah, look at him. Isn't he cute? Little boy.
And he dives onto the sideline.
I love it. All right, so Russell Schneider and company are back on the field for the Boltz. 2 receivers split to each side. David Smith is in the backfield. And we're going to have more movement. Another penalty, more yellow laundry on this field. Looks like the Cobras are trying to break a record here. Well, we'll see who that's called on. Combined, there might be a little record here in the PDFL.
I think that there probably is.
This is kind of like that first exhibition game that we did. Remember all those penalties? I think each team had at least 10 or 12.
That 4-hour game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they did call a false start.
Yeah, it was a false start. Okay, so it is called on Portland. Moves them back 5 yards. So look at the Cobras. They're happy. That's not on us, they say. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Boltz. Right at the...
That seems more than 5 yards.
Seems like it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Our yard marker was a little off there.
Yeah, a lot of things have been off, but here we are. The Boltz will take over at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10, still 3:36 left in this third quarter. Back to a 2-point lead. Schneider under gun. He gets a snap, and he rolls out to his right, and he throws on his run as an open receiver. Looks like the ball might have been tipped as the intended receiver was Zach McGinnis. Incomplete.
Yeah, McGinnis was wide open there. If he hits them, he's probably going to be able to get the first down.
Receivers have been open for both teams. That hasn't been the problem. It's just being able to complete the pass without a penalty being called. Now it's a big Irv Sims, Zach McGinnis, and Isaiah Smith are split to the right. Nick Bodeman is to the left. And there's a snap.
Double move. Oh.
And the throw is up in the air. Horrible decision and almost picked off as Irv Sims was able to break that. And I don't know what Schneider was looking at when he threw that pass.
Yeah, he threw it into double coverage, and he didn't even really put it in a place where Sims could make a play on it. If he puts it on the outside where it's on the sideline where only Sims can get it, then, yeah, you can understand that. But he put that into the middle of the field. The safety coming over had a play on it. The corner had a play on it. Everybody but Sims.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 15 for this Boltz team. David Smith checks back in the game at running back. So we'll have 2 receivers to both sides as Bijan Tavazoe is one of the flankers checked in. And here's a snap. And Schneider looks across the middle. That's complete over there as Zach McGinnis is still on his feet. And he bolts his way over for a first down at the 35-yard line as Zach McGinnis makes a great move.
Yeah, that was Bijan, yeah.
Okay, it was Tavazoe. I thought it was McGinnis there. So it was number 12, Bijan Tavazoe with the reception. Excellent move. his first reception of the game. And there's David Smith with the handoff. He cuts back, and he's going to be tackled right at the 36-yard line for maybe a pickup of 1.
One thing that this Seattle team has done very well is tackle in the open field and get to the ball. You haven't really noticed the Boltz able to get free, making a tackle miss, and then gaining a lot of yards after the catch. It's been a good job of making the open field tackles, or in a play like that, getting 5, 6, 7 guys there so that the running back Smith has nowhere to go.
The Cobras have played a very clean game despite 1 interception, of course, the penalties. But other than that, they have been very clean and very efficient. With 2:04 left in the third quarter, the Boltz, 2nd down and 9. In the gun is Russell Schneider. And the fake handoff to Pearson, and that's thrown to the right sideline. It is complete once again. This time, I think it is Zach McGinnis, number 15, on the reception.
That was a great throw. McGinnis, when he's coming out of his break, that was a long stop right. He went out about 15 yards, hit the brakes, and came back. Kind of stumbled a little bit, but did a good job of getting his hands back up and making the catch.
So another first down for this Portland Boltz team. 1:25 left in the third. We have a 2-point Boltz lead, 35-33 over the SeaTac Cobras. The first game of this I-5 rivalry that will continue next week in Seattle. Renton, to be more specific. So here we are, 1st and 10 in the gun. Mr. Schneider. Pearson is the back. He's going to look to his middle. There's a penalty flag, and he's going to throw this one downfield for Bodeman. Incomplete. But once again, we have more yellow laundry, as Schneider is not happy, yelling at the sideline.
I think he wants to pick up the pace a little bit or get the plays in a little bit quicker, because he keeps doing the circle like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. We are going to have a penalty here, so he's not going to be able to speed it up, but I'm going to guess it's going to be a holding on the Boltz.
These referees have pretty much gathered together, huddled before they release the call, making us all wait in anticipation here. But we know it's going to be on the Boltz. We just don't know if it's a hold or blocking the back or what exactly. We'll wait, and there it is. The holding call has been signaled. Or now we're having a false start. Which one is it?
2 penalties, I'm guessing.
Okay. So the holding penalty will be accepted as the false start was declined. 2 penalties on the Boltz. How about that? So that's going to move it back 10 yards. Remains 2nd down and 20. The Cobras team had 3 interceptions last week against the Utah Argos, unable to pick off Schneider today, even though they had about 2 opportunities. Other than that, there hasn't been any. So 3 receivers to the left. In the gun is Schneider. He takes the snap. He's going to roll a little bit to his right. He looks. He stays in the pocket. Now he moves around, goes back to the middle of the pocket. He stays, and he throws it on a line complete. And that looks like Isaiah Smith again with another big, huge first down for this Boltz team as the chains continue to move here at Lincoln High School. Excellent job to keep that play alive by Russell Schneider. Again, he used the little Marino, the little Peyton Manning, rolled around, went to his right, back up into the middle, stayed in the pocket, moved up, did not cross the line of scrimmage, made a perfect pass over there to Isaiah.
And that was a great job by the linemen there, too, the offensive line. It's hard on those plays because you don't know where Schneider's going to go to not get a holding penalty, and they did a good job of staying on their blocks without getting any penalties.
1st and 10, 37 seconds left in the third quarter. Pearson, fake handoff. Schneider keeps it going down his right sideline. He's to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Schneider. What an outstanding move. Another penalty, though, is down. Some more yellow laundry, and this is in the backfield, and it's coming back. A hold on the Portland Boltz, and they are not happy. Every single one of the offensive players have their hands on their hips, except for some of the offensive linemen that just threw their hands. I believe that was Ty Gieser, who's expressed a lot of frustration throughout this game.
Yeah, that's the second touchdown that they've had called back from penalties.
Did you see that hold?
I did not. I'm going to guess it was over on the right tackle.
Holding on the offense.
Yeah, because he's the one who's talking right now. That's a...
Oh, unbelievable run over there by Schneider, who doesn't take off too often. He made a great run. He totally tricked that whole defense of the Cobras.
Yeah, he's handed it off every single play until then, and he did a good job of reading what the defense was giving him, pulled it back out, but, there's a penalty there, so it comes back.
Pulled a little Shakespeare, but it's going to come back on the holding call. This is going to be 1st and 20. Ball is going to be marked at the 42-yard line of the Cobras. Both teams have had to overcome penalties, and there has been a plethora of them. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. That's why this game is still going on. 35-33 Boltz. Snap. Throw. Complete to Bodeman. Short pass. Nice, excellent blocking over there. Picks up the penalty yardage back as he's going to be out of bounds around the 30. Good move by Nick Bodeman to follow his blockers, and excellent call over there by Fentress.
Yeah, he gets it out to about the 29-yard line. Gives them a reasonable attempt here. 2nd down. They'll have an opportunity to get back into and get another 1st down.
That's the end of the third quarter, fans.
That is the end of the third quarter here at Lincoln High School. It is a 35-33 Portland lead. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network.
The next timeout.
Fans would like to thank sponsors AAA, Budweiser, and Millennium Graphics Print Promotional Apparel.
Okay.
And Breaking Ink Tattoos
put like a little demo.
for their support during this PDFL season. The inaugural PDFL season.
We've got about 10 teams who are on board, and like 3 of them are pretty much said that they will pay for it. Awesome.
What about the Frisbee? Or
Their team is great.
they're not good? They don't want it?
No, not this year. Because the league only does one game per week.
Oh, I see.
So, and they only have.
Oh, they're not going to showcase them. I got you.
Yeah, they're not going to showcase, and they don't have the because they paid for the first one, the team.
Yeah.
And they don't have the money to continue to pay. For
Gotcha.
They were hoping to get one done, and then the league would pay for the rest, but the league can't pay for
That was fun.
Yeah.
And we're back here in Portland. We are back here in Portland, Oregon. 35-33, 2-point lead by the Boltz as Schneider changes sides. 15 minutes left in this ball game. The I-5 rivalry, the second inaugural game of the PDFL between these two teams. Portland 1-0, SeaTac 1-0, both beat a common opponent. That's the Utah Argos of the 3 teams here, the 3 teams left in the PDFL. And Schneider's going to come back to the line of scrimmage. Got the signals in from Fentress. Tony Pearson is the back. A couple receivers split out to each side as Schneider is commanding his offense there. And Schneider back to pass. He throws as a wide open receiver. Touchdown! And that's the new guy, Danny Keenan, with a big touchdown reception. Wide open, excellent read by Russell Schneider. And the Boltz take the lead again. This time it is 41-33 with the point after team coming up.
You could see right after about 3 steps off the line of scrimmage that he was going to be wide open. You're just hoping that Russell Schneider went through his read progression and found him. And it was a great job, great read, great blocking by the line up front.
So here comes the point after, again by Russell Schneider. That's his 6th touchdown pass, topping a couple weeks ago. The hold is down and the kick is up, and once again it's good. And even though Mr. Matt Evanson is injured, no effect here because the Boltz have not attempted a field goal. He's done a good job on kickoffs, and he's done an excellent job at the point afters. So the Boltz make this a 9-point ball game here.
Brad, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about that pizza bistro I went to. It was great. It's called
Tell me about it.
Twilight Pizza Bistro. They have 2 locations in Camas. The other one is on 192nd. It's actually right next to my place of business, the Home Depot. So I go there for lunch and have the pizza there. Like I said, I had the Southern Comfort pizza. It was good. It was a barbecue
What
pizza.
kind of appetizers do they have?
They have a lot of appetizers. They have some clams, some steak bites, fried zucchini, chicken wings. You always got to love the wings.
Oh, boy.
And, they got garlic bread. The garlic bread is really, really good. That's a great thing to go in there, have that, have a couple of drinks. They got a nice bar there. I went in there on lunch, didn't have a drink, but they had ESPN going on in the TVs in the bar. So it was really a great place to go. It's got a nice atmosphere in there. They got a nice little patio that they just did. So it's a good place to hang out if you're at lunch over in the Vancouver area. Twilight Pizza Bistro. It's a great place.
Yeah, I can see you dipping the garlic bread in marinara sauce with it dripping down your chin and then all over your Home Depot shirt. Sure, they love that. But it doesn't matter. It's all about the taste. So check it out, Twilight Pizza Bistro. And here's the kickoff by Mr. Schneider, and that's going to be a high one, and that's going to drop right at the 32-yard line. Excellent kick. It's picked up by number 13, A.J. Springer, and he's going to be buried there. So this time, outstanding special teams by the Boltz. So Justin Walls and company will be coming back to the field for the Cobras here at Lincoln High School. It is a 9-point Boltz lead. 14:48 left in the ball game. The Cobras have not been able to stop this potent offense of Portland Boltz.
I think this is going to be one of the key turning points right here. Are the Boltz able to step up defensively and make a stand? Can the Cobras continue to do what they've been doing and be patient? Get a good mix of run and pass, wear down this Bolt defense, and punch it in at the end. So this is going to be, I think, a key drive for both teams.
Highest scoring game of the season so far here in Portland, and another game next week. And there's a running play, and that's Cornish. He's going to take it to the right sideline, makes a couple moves. Another penalty flag is dropped, as is Cornish, right at the 38-yard line, and that looks like that will be coming back. So the referees are flag happy today in Portland as the weather has cooled down here.
Yeah, definitely a different feel to the game today. Last game it was definitely a lot cleaner. We had one big penalty, but it was a pretty clean game by both teams. But this game has definitely been a lot marred by a penalty.
So that's going to move back to Cobras. It will remain first down, though. But if you're down by 9 points and you're on the road, you have 14:44 left, and you have not been able to shut down the opposing offense, you cannot have any penalties. You just can't. There's no margin for error. And the Cobras are showing that they're still drawing those flags. So let's see what Walls can do. He's in the shotgun, 3-receiver split to the left. There's another running play by Cornish. Has a big hole, and he's up the middle, and he's going to be very close to a Cobra first down. Tackled at the 40 in the secondary of Portland.
This is a great run right up the middle by Cornish. That was like one of those challenge plays. Hey, line, we're going to run it right up the middle. We're going to see what you guys can do. They did a good job getting spacing, creating a little crease for Cornish, and he was able to cut through it and get a big gain. And what a nice
quarterback
move.
Cornish gets the ball, and another big gain as he passes the 50-yard line. So he's in Boltz territory, knocked down.
And that was a great move there by Cornish. He did a little hop back. He planted. Defender flew by him. He hopped back behind and then was able to get back up the middle for the first down.
So back-to-back runs for Cornish as he's able to put together a couple first downs. Once again, 1st and 10, 12:45 left in this game. Walls takes the snap. He looks back. He drops. He's under a lot of pressure, and he's going to be buried right there. A quarterback sack by number 53, Corey Kuhlman. He's the one who got caught on too many men on the field, but there he was. The defensive end also plays outside linebacker, and Kuhlman drops Walls for a huge sack as the clock keeps going.
Clock!
So the clock keeps going here. A big sack, and the Cobras are knocked back to the 37-yard line. 12:25 left in this game. 2nd and 25. Walls back in the shotgun, trips to the left. There's another running play to Cornish, another hole, and a couple broken tackles, and he's going to be past the 45-yard line and tackled once again in the secondary. He's going to be marked at the 48. So a gain of good pickup there, get most of the penalty yardage back. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 12 yards for the Cobras.
You know, I think after this game, win or lose, the Cobras are going to look back and say, you know, maybe we should have ran the ball a little bit more in that first half.
And Walls is under pressure. He runs up into the pocket and he's going to be tackled right at the 49 of Portland. So a short pickup there. Again, good pass rush by the Boltz. So that's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like Walls will be staying on the field, and they'll be going for it.
It's a gutsy play right here. It's 4th down and about 8 yards to go. If you don't get the first down here, you put Portland in great position. Get your defense has only had about 2 stops, so you really can't fall behind by 3 scores at this point.
I guess the feeling for Coach Kellogg is they haven't been able to stop this Boltz offense, so they need to score, and they need to score now and keep the ball out of their hands. So here it is. Justin Walls on 4th down, 4th and 9 to be exact. Walls is in the gun, trips to the right. He drops back. He's under pressure again. He's hit, but he's still on his feet, and he's got an opening. He's got a first down. He's out of bounds at the 30. A huge pickup by Justin Walls as he's limping. And there's an injury for the Boltz as well. So Walls is limping, made an outstanding move as there was a great push by the front 7 of the Boltz. We're unable to catch him. He's 5'11", he's 200 pounds, he can move. And this Boltz player, don't have the name yet, he's unidentified, but he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I saw he got tangled up with another Boltz player, and it looked like he tweaked his knee a little bit. He immediately grabbed it. He fell to the ground. So it looks like he's getting back up, though.
Good news for Portland as he's going to hobble back, and that looks like it's number 84, Drew Dukeshire?
Yeah, it's Dukeshire.
All right, so he plays a little defense as well. Plays defensive end and tight end, Mr. Dukeshire. So the ball is going to be marked at the 30-yard line. A huge first down for the Cobras on an outstanding quarterback keeper by Walls.
Yeah, that was a clutch play right there by Walls. They had to get a first down. It was a pivotal play in this drive and this game, and wasn't able to find anybody open downfield, but used his legs to get a first down.
The Boltz had him in the backfield, but they could not wrap him up. He was very slick and very slimy on that play as he picks up the first down. So 1st and 10, 11-14 left in this game. A fumbled snap, and Walls is able to jump on it, and then the Boltz jump on him as Reuben Jones makes sure Walls is down. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down on the loss. Ball marked at the 36. Clock is tipping almost to 11 minutes here.
Yeah, one of the things to remember, Walls hurt his ankle last week, too, against the Argos. So he didn't practice, I believe, maybe more than once or twice this week. So kind of nursing that. He may have re-injured that when he made that run.
Couple big ankle injuries last week for the SeaTac Cobras. Of course, their big running back, number 20, Mike Bell, former Denver Bronco and New Orleans Saints. Had a couple rushes in the Super Bowl. And here's the snap, and Walls rolls out. He throws on his run, and it's going to be incomplete as both the intended receiver and the defensive back had an opportunity at that ball. It looked like A.J. Springer was the intended receiver there. So that's going to bring up a big 3rd down here. Stops the clock at 10:32 left in this ball game. Lincoln High School, home of the Cardinals. Right across from Geldwin Fields. I had a lot of traffic, PJ, a lot of traffic because of all those Portland Timber fans. As there was a big game, they were all coming out. I'm like, what is this? I go, is this all for the Boltz game? And then I looked, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's the Timbers. It's Geldwin Fields.
Timbers won 1-0
Yes,
against the top team in the league. So
yeah, big victory for them. And they were all excited. Sure, they're going to be drinking now. And here's the snap by Waltz. He fumbles the snap again, but picks it back up. He's going to roll up, but he's going to be tackled right at the 37. as the Boltz defense smother walls. Good pursuit there. Reuben Jones was in on it.
And the Boltz really needed that. It's kind of surprising here. If you're the Cobras, like, you got to punt this. There's no way you're going to get it. Pin the Boltz back and just hope that
I think they're going for it.
You can get the ball back.
I think they're going for it. Poindexter, Cornish, they're still in the game. Justin Walls is there. The ball's at the 37-yard line. They're going to be throwing this ball up.
Maybe they'll do some sort of quick kick or something like that.
We'll see. Poindexter's in motion. Oh, he's going to be throwing. So here he is. He's got all day to throw. He throws across the middle. It's going to be intercepted by the Boltz.
And he's down 30 all the way back to the 35-yard line. We'll have a late penalty flag. I believe that was Fesser. Oh, Pagliano. No, I believe that was Fesser with the interception. No, but it was Pagliano. That was his third interception on the day.
That's a hat trick. So the Boltz will take over. Great field position. Up by 9 points. 9:24 left in this game. I had a coughing attack, so thank you, PJ, for covering for me. So the Boltz with their third interception. All by Pagliano. Justin Walls has really struggled. He's looked sharp. He struggled. But the Boltz do what they've done, what they did against Utah Argos. They force turnovers. They make big plays on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They still haven't shored up that special team, so that's the one area right now. But if they're able to keep this lead and win this ball game, they're going to be 2-0, and they beat both teams.
Yeah, it looks like that late penalty was on an unsportsmanlike or late hit on the Cobras. So extra 15 yards here for the Boltz. Great position in Cobra territory at the 49-yard line.
So the Boltz will take over now at the 49. It's 1st and 10, 9:24 left in this game. Schneider gets the play from Fentress on the sideline. And now it looks like he's a little confused. And here he comes back. All right, so the Boltz are ready to go back to work, try to make this lead, try to increase it a little bit more. In the shotgun is Mr. Schneider, and he's going to give the handoff over there to David Smith. He goes up the middle, and he's still on his feet. He's still fighting, breaking tackle, still on his feet. And it's going to be down at the 45, one of the more physical 4-yard runs you'll ever see here in the PDFL.
Yeah, I think he was a second effort, and then a third effort, and then a fourth effort. I think he bounced off about 4 guys there. It was kept his feet moving, did a good job.
Very strong, underrated. He's under 200 pounds, but don't let that fool you. This guy can break some tackles, a lot of power there. So the Boltz have the perfect combination. They have power in the backfield, they have speed, and then they have size and speed at the receiver position, and several of them. So Schneider back to pass. He looks down the sideline. Nick Bodeman, he's got it, and he's going to score. Touchdown. Nick Bodeman with the hat trick as the Boltz score again, making it a 48-33 ball game.
That was just a release, an outside fade route by Nick Bodeman. He just blew by the corner. Nick Bodeman is one of the faster players in this league, and there aren't many corners, if you don't get hands on him early on, that he's not going to run by. A great job by Russell Schneider to hit him in stride, and then after he caught the ball, no one's going to catch him.
Nick Bodeman got deep, wide open, makes the play. Another touchdown reception. So that's 3 on the day, and Bodeman's going to be doing the holding duties as, once again, Russell Schneider, his best bud, will be kicking the point after, and he's going to go for an even 7. And the high snap, excellent hold. The kick is up and good. So Schneider is 7 for 7 on his point afters, and he also has 7 touchdowns. So far, he's leading the PDFL in touchdown throws, points, breaking every single record, or setting every single record, because this is the inaugural season here of the PDFL.
He probably has the most extra points as well, because he kicked 3 of them last
week.
game.
Yeah, 3 of them last week, and now 7 of them, so he has 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's in the lead. A man of multi-talents and multi-responsibilities today. He's done a great job. 8:36 left in this ball game. It is 49-33. The Boltz now all over the Sea-Tac Cobras. Been very close most of this ball game, but Cobras went for it on 4th down. Were unsuccessful on the interception. Once again, the Boltz take over and were able to go down the field and score. It's been the story of the game, all but 2 possessions. When you saw the punter, Eddie Pazos, I would say they're the complete opposite. Eddie Pazos and Russell Schneider, one is the hardest working man in showbiz, and one is the least hardworking man in showbiz. But that's not by choice.
Yeah, and I would say Eddie does work hard, but he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get the reward of playing in the game.
Yeah, but that's a good thing, though. You don't want your punter to work hard. So it's good. It's a compliment to Eddie Pazos. Now, he does. He works hard during practice, but here on the game time, you don't want to see him. And here's the kickoff by Pazos as he's going to give a little rest to Schneider, and that's picked up right about the 26-yard line. And another couple moves over there by Titus Mack. He breaks it out to the 50-yard line as Titus Mack has been one of the bright spots for the SeaTac Cobras today with another outstanding run.
Hey, I got an idea here. If I'm going to kick off and I'm on the Boltz, I'm going to see Titus Mack out there, and I'm going to kick it to the other guy.
So the SeaTac Cobras will take over here. As I just got a text message from my wife, I don't usually read these or talk about it here on my broadcast, but my dog took a piece of her groomer today, Bitter. That's the first time that's ever happened. I don't know why I find that funny, but I do. I just find it really cute when she snaps at anybody.
And you got like one of those big like German Shepherds or
no, I have
big
a little Shih Tzu.
Little Shih Tzu.
I have a little black Shih Tzu, and usually she loves people, but when she doesn't want to be bothered, she doesn't. So, anyways, Cobras take over, and the first pass is incomplete as that ball is tipped by a couple players. So it's going to bring up 2nd and down. 8:31 left in this ball game. A commanding lead for the Boltz, 16 points. 7 TDs for Russell Schneider, no picks. Justin Walls has thrown 3 interceptions, and he's had several touchdowns as well. Story of the games has been about turnovers, penalties, and I can't stop your offense.
Yeah, not a lot of punts in this game. I think there's been 3, 2 by the Boltz and 1 by the Cobras.
Exactly. So 2nd and 10, 8:21 left. Walls gets it and looks like he's going to be he breaks through. He breaks out to his right. He throws on his run. He just throws it away around the sidelines for the Cobras as that is incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 10.
And it looks like Dukeshire got back in the game, and he may need to come back out again. It's kind of still...
Getting back to that puppy dog, if I did have a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler, I wouldn't be giggling if he or she bit the groomer. It'd probably be serious and there might be a lawsuit. But when a little Shih Tzu does it... Oh, I forgot to tell you, she's missing teeth. She only has like a couple teeth.
So she gummed them.
Yeah, she gummed it. She can't do any damage. Yeah.
It's like your grandma biting you.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, not my grandma because they're both deceased. But yeah, I remember the times when she took her teeth in and out. And I said, what is that? She goes, "Out my poop." That used to freak me out. I think I had a few nightmares back in my days. We'll get to that state one day.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose my teeth than my vision and hearing, though.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be the old man with like a cane and just yell at kids all the time.
Yeah,
stupid kids. Get off my lawn.
I can see that. I might be miserable as well. So here, Walls takes over 2nd and 20, 8-12 left in this ball game. There's a snap and a little trickery there as Poindexter takes it on the reverse and he gets out of bounds to around the 45. Make it the 44-yard line. I don't know what that play is going to do. Down by 16, 8:04 left in the game, but...
Fortunately for the Boltz, they didn't have a lot of pursuit on that play, so they were still in a good position.
Yeah, they're in a prevent right now, trying to allow SeaTac to sustain these drives and try to kill the clock as the clock keeps running. So we're under 8 minutes here at Lincoln High Field. 49-33 Boltz all over SeaTac Cobras. Close most of the game, but not anymore. So here we go. We have motion by A.J. Springer. And Walls in the shotgun. He looks, has some pressure, but he throws. He has a clean pocket and just overthrown as the intended receiver, A.J. Springer, did have a few steps on the Boltz secondary.
This is a 4th down.
Yeah, one of the things I'm noticing with Walls is he's kind of getting a little bit of happy feet, and he's noticing the pocket breaking down on him a little bit quicker, or thinks that it's going to be breaking down on him a little bit quicker. It looks a little gun shy there, so definitely need to keep an eye on that and see if he can actually step up in the pocket and make some good throws.
All in all, though, the SeaTac Cobras offensive line is held up pretty nicely. They're giving up some pressures now in the fourth quarter, but the first 3.5 quarters, they've done an outstanding job keeping Walls upright most of the day. And this is a Boltz pass rush that had a lot of success getting after Utah. And, of course, every preseason game, as they've had safety after safety, sacks. And here's Walls in the gun. Once again, A.J. Springer's in motion, and Springer comes out. He's wide open. Walls is going to, it looks like he's going to run, but he's going to throw it. He's leveled, but there's Poindexter with the big reception as he tiptoes out of bounds around the 27.
Devin Dyer just leveled him. That was a very good hit. Nice and clean. You know, hit him in a good spot, didn't go down low in his knee, wasn't late. Just a very clean, hard hit.
So the Boltz making some substitutions. This time they're trying to get off the field, and they will be successful as here comes the Cobras to the line. They have twin receivers to the left. Cornish in the backfield. Oh, another low snap, and that's taken. And it's going to be a handoff over there by Cornish. Grabs the ball, and he'll be tackled right at the 25 for maybe a pickup of 1.
I think that's what the third or fourth low snap for Seattle. Most of the game has been pretty good, but you know those can be drive killers.
Yeah, as Devin Dyer runs off the field, as the Boltz still continue to rotate their defensive linemen, try to keep them fresh, as the Cobras have had the ball for several minutes, and even though a lot of time hasn't come off the clock, they've still had a lot of plays. So the Boltz want to make sure they have a fresh defense. And for Sherman, good job, the defensive coordinator for the Boltz. Walls in the shotgun, twin receivers again to the left. And Walls has plenty of time. He's going to throw it across the middle, and it's going to be dropped over there. As that looks like, I think it might be Brandon Smith. Or is that Hardy, the big tight end?
Couldn't quite see the number.
Looks like it could be Hardy, the big tight end. Not really sure. But anyways, hit him in one of his hands, could not make the catch, and then one of the Boltz secondary members said, hey, I'm here. Gave him a little lick.
I believe that was Pabalano, who's had a big day today.
Huge day. And they took him off kickoff duties, and they put in David Smith, and that's worked out wonders for Portland here. As Devin Dyer continues to hype up this crowd, as he's just walking, stretching. Again, a lot of energy on this Boltz sideline, not so much with the SeaTac Cobras. You see a lot of hands on their hips. So here we go. We have trips to the left, and Walls in the shotgun. He looks to his left. He fires open receiver, and it's caught, and he falls right down, as that is going to be Poindexter on the reception. He's had a busy day. He made a lot of catches so far for the Cobras.
Poindexter's had a great day. I think he's going to be in the double digits on receptions for the day, and he's got to be close to 100 yards. So definitely one of the bright spots out there for the Cobras.
And along with Titus Mack. So we have under 6 minutes left in this ballgame. 49-33 Boltz. Here comes Walls in the shotgun. There's a snap. He throws over the middle, almost intercepted. And guess who that is? Mr. Bo Gates drops this one. That's the second dropped interception for Bo. Not that we're counting here.
That would have been a spectacular one-handed catch if he would have come down with it. We'll say that he should have, but it would have been a spectacular play.
Well, if he would have caught that, they might have moved him over to tight end.
You know what? I think he played a little bit of either tight end or a fullback as well. So he has played on the offensive side.
No, he does have good hands. That was a very difficult reception right there. Or in his case, interception. 5:43 left in this game brings up a second down for the Cobras. So as they're driving and they're in Boltz territory threatening to score here, there's still a lot of time is coming off this clock. It's all going to come down to defense. If they can't stop Portland, then there's no way they're going to get back into this ball game. Walls in a shotgun. Again, another low snap, but he picks it up, fields it, and he's going to throw this no man over there. But then he comes back, and that's going to be incomplete. So good coverage by the Boltz.
Yeah, that was a risky throw. He was throwing it to a spot, and he threw it up into double coverage.
So 5:37 still left on this clock. And that's going to bring up a big third down for the Cobras. All right, so there was a penalty, a false start. I saw some signal by the referee over there. Looks like it was declined.
Yeah, I think they just want to kind of keep this thing moving.
So the big third down for the Cobras. Justin Walls is the quarterback, throwing 3 interceptions. He has struggled, but at times he's looked great. There's a little rush. He goes up in the pocket, and it's incomplete, and there's another flag on the play. And it's in the territory of holding, and there's the holding call. That one was made right away by the line judge.
Yeah, I believe the referee is the actual one who threw the flag, so that was easy for him to call. I believe that was the right tackle, big number 74, Everett Corley. That penalty will be declined as well, so that'll bring up 4th down.
6'10", almost 400 pounds. That is a lot of man right there, a lot of beef.
Makes it when you're a running back, you see a guy like that in front of you. That's a lot of help, because if you need a 1 yard gain, that's probably where you're gonna run, because if he gets moving, there ain't nobody stopping him.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. All right, so now we're 5:32 left in this ball game. 49-33, Boltz lead. Here we go, the shotgun formation for Walls. Cornish is the running back, and he looks, and he's got some pressure, and he breaks one tackle, and that one's picked, and it might be picked. It's bobbled, and it looks like it's Quincy Guy. He picks it up, and it's intercepted over there. There's no signal yet. The signal has not been made. And there it is. So it is an INT once again for the Boltz, their 4th of the day. And that is huge for Portland's defense.
You almost wish that he would have just knocked it down instead of making the interception. Kind of pinned him back there a little bit. Looks like we have a Cobra down right now, but you can't blame a defensive back for coming up with the pick when the ball's just sitting up there.
Yeah, it's all instincts.
Yeah, it's a great job there, making a play happen. 4 interceptions on the day for that defensive back crew for the Portland Boltz.
Outstanding play over there. He tipped it once, he's tipped it twice, tipped it 3, and then it went right in his hands. And the referee didn't signal right away, but they did, as there is a SeaTac Cobra on the field, still injured on his back as he's being attended to. We'll go to a break. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network. Second half much better. It's fun game. Looks like he's really hurt. How's the crowd look? Okay, it's people, but what are you gonna do? I really felt SeaTac. You did too? Yeah. But I think Bell, they probably didn't pass much. They would have just kept running. Okay, finally gets a fight. Put it back. It's number 17. All right, that was number 17. Malcolm Shepard was the injured wide receiver down for the Cobras, but he's going to get up on his own 2 feet. He's going to walk off the field, so that is a great sign here. With 5:19 left in this game, the Boltz take over right at the 5-yard line on the big INT, the 4th of the day for this Boltz D, which has come up huge. Even though they've given up 33 points, forcing the turnovers, making some big stops, that's all you can ask for. And Russell Schneider back in the shotgun. Going to take over, try to score some more points here. Let's see if we get some more running.
Just stay in bounds.
And there's a throw over the middle, and that is complete. And that's going to keep the clocks going, as that is little Zach McGinnis with another reception.
Zach McGinnis picks up another first down, Boltz.
That was a great reception, great throw, nice little timing. Waits until he clears past the linebackers, hits him in stride.
So this clock should be going. There it goes. We have a new clock keeper getting used to the digits. So we're just about 4:40 left in this ball game, as the Boltz will take every second off the clock as they can and try to keep it in bounds and complete passes and running the football. So let's see. Here comes Russell Schneider in the gun. There's a handoff, and that's going to be Smith on the carry, or make that Pearson.
Tony, yeah.
Number 33, as he breaks it out to about the 33-yard line. And that's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll be a little shy, maybe a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for this Boltz team.
Second down.
Or make that 2nd and 1, excuse me. Under 4 minutes left in this game. A couple first downs will do it here. Same shotgun formation, trips to the left. There's another handoff. This again is to Pearson. Pearson breaks one tackle. He's thrown down, but he's still on his feet. He's grabbed, and he's still on his feet. And he's into Cobras territory as he's down to about the 46-yard line. Tony Pearson showing not only some great power, but awesome moves in the open field as he was spun around, hit, kept his balance, and he's thrown down for a huge first down.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout here by the Cobras, but a great run there by Pearson. You know, he didn't get a lot of carries in that first half or very much in that second, so he's pretty fresh out there, and you can definitely tell there were some arm tackles there by the Cobras, or attempted arm tackles, and he ran right through them.
So the timeout is called by the SeaTac Cobras. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network.
Seattle did. Okay. I think we should do like a SBTV, like Sports Beat TV.
Sports Beat TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you don't change it now, but
yeah.
I'm thinking that maybe we do something like that. Don't make a new logo for it.
Yeah. Good idea. Crazy. So we're back here at Lincoln High School. The Boltz 49, SeaTac Cobras 33 in the first game of this I-5 rivalry, in the second game of this inaugural season here of the PDFL. The Boltz look to close this game out with 3:29 left in the ball game. Russell Schneider in shotgun formation, trips to the left. Nick Bodeman, the one receiver. It looks like we might have some movement over there off sides, as this play is going to be called dead, as one of the Cobras got a little pass rush happy there.
Yeah, he was unimpeded to the quarterback, so that's definitely a dead ball penalty there for the Cobras.
So more yellow laundry for this Cobra team. I don't have an exact number, PJ, but I think it's more than last week. And last week they totaled 14.
Yeah, I think there's been 14 here in the second half.
At least. So we've had a lot of flags, we've had a lot of interceptions, and we've had a lot of touchdowns thrown by number 16, Russell Schneider. A lot of action for these Bolt fans that are here. We have well over 200, and they're enjoying it. Telling you, those burgers are great. Your brother does a great job on the grill.
Yeah, he's down there grilling it up. The Boltz have done a pretty good job trying to make it an atmosphere down here. They got food, they got some stuff to drink down here, and just try to make it a good atmosphere for the crowd.
Schneider throws deep. He's got an open receiver, Keenan, and another touchdown by number 16, Russell Schneider. And the new guy comes in from Boise, played special teams last week, but this week he just got another touchdown as the Boltz are piling up the points here at Lincoln High School.
Number 2 touchdown. You know, he really hasn't come on. The offense that the Boltz run is actually, it's pretty complicated. You know, they run a lot of no huddle. You got to know the plays. And he's come in, and he never practiced before the last game. So he's had about maybe 2-3 practices at most to try to learn this Boltz offense. And he's stepped in and has 2 touchdowns today.
That's huge. That is, and this is not an easy secondary. They're giving up 55 points right now, going to be 56. They've given up 8 touchdowns. But this is a more talented secondary than we've seen on this field. They have a couple guys that are being recruited. Hamilton and Cornish are both being looked at by NFL teams. And the kick is up and good, as that was Eddie Pazos.
The point after is good, and it's 56.
So they were trying to, I guess Aaron Fentress is trying to give Russell Schneider a rest, trying to give his legs a little time to just remain quiet for a while, as Eddie Pazos said, look, I want some work too.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised next time the Boltz have the ball if we see Ryan Kemp in. We haven't really seen him yet this year in a regular season game, and I think it would be a good opportunity for him to kind of come out and get some plays under his belt.
Yeah, excellent opportunity. The score is 56-33 here. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in this ball game. And I guess Pazos will be kicking off as he has the tee and the football in his hand. It is a beautiful atmosphere for football, so if you like to eat a burger, a dog, you want it cooked up by P.J. Miller's brother, man can cook. You can just by looking at him, you know he hasn't missed a meal. And I don't mean that in a negative way because he's mostly muscle. He is one large dude.
You know, I think we're going to have to come up with a player of the game. We'll have to converse here and come up with a Twilight Bistro player of the game.
We'll do that at our next intermission, absolutely. So with 3:10 left in this ball game, the Boltz a commanding lead, 23 points. Eddie Pazos will be kicking off as he's gotten some action doing a couple point afters and now a couple kickoffs as well. And back deep, you know, number 11, Titus Mack is there. One of the 2 or 3 bright spots for this Cobras team. And there's the kickoff by Pazos, and that is an outstanding kick that we didn't see last game against Utah. And that's taken on the bounce over there right at the 6-yard line. And look at this. No one's touched him as he's running up the right sideline. A good return for the Cobras, as once again, the Achilles heel of this Boltz team is their special teams coverage unit, which has been despicable.
That is ridiculous how many times. They're lucky that they were able to get him when they did, because he was untouched till about the 40-yard line. Great return there. They kicked it away from Titus Mack like we suggested they do, but they still gave up the big return.
Once again. So, SeaTac's got excellent field position, but not enough time, down by too many points. But they will take over at the 46. And we're going to have a timeout called. And it looks like Tony Pearson's going to be checking on the defensive side of the football now. Plays running back, plays a little linebacker. So a lot of these Boltz guys, whether they're offensive line, they can also play defensive line. A lot of the tight ends and fullbacks can also play linebacker. It's good to have the flexibility on your team. Play multiple positions, it helps. And there's Ryan Kemp on the sidelines warming up. So that's good news for Ryan Kemp as he wants to see some action, his first action of this young PDFL season.
Yeah, he's a big, strong left-handed thrower. He looks really good. He worked on his timing. Russell Schneider's played with so many of these guys for so many years. He has such great timing with them. And Ryan Kemp has really come in and just tried to work on his timing with all of these great receivers. And he's been one of the bright spots, for these new players that have come in for the Boltz.
As Cornish takes the ball to about the 50-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and 6. We're close to that 2-minute warning. 2:33 left. Wall still in for the Cobras as he's in the shotgun formation. Another low snap, and there's another handoff as Cornish is going to be able to pick up a Cobras first down. And that should bring us to the 2-minute warning unless the Cobras want to run another play.
They're not in really too big of a hurry right now.
And they are at the line, and we are about 2 minutes and 1 second. 2 minutes, and there it is, a 2-minute warning. So they were unable to make the play. As the clock shows 1:57, that will be put back to 2 minutes. So we hit the 2-minute warning here at Lincoln High School. Your score, the Portland Boltz 56 and the visiting SeaTac Cobras 33. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network.
Reset the clock.
This means the next game will be in Seattle, Renton, Washington, as the same Boltz take on the Cobras.
So MVP. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Next week.
All right, whenever you want to hook us back.
0-2.
Oh my God. Still first down for the SeaTac Cobras as we start with 2 minutes left in the ball game. Justin Walls is still the quarterback as he remains, trips to the left. There's another handoff. This is to Cornish as he runs, makes a couple moves. He's still on his feet down the right sideline, and he's going to be out of bounds around the 28. So if you're a Portland Boltz fan, and this is something you don't want to see, is this game extended any longer? As with 1:52, the SeaTac Cobras have another first down. And during the timeout, the intermission, the 2-minute warning, PJ and I had a converse about who the MVP was. It was it got very heated up here.
I thought we were going to fight.
I had my fists up. I was ready. There's another run, and this is a big one by Cornish. A lot of speed. He's going to break it for a touchdown as the Cobras will get one more score. And that might be good news if you want to end this game because basically the Boltz can just put the knees down and just kill this clock. So with 1:45 left, the Cobras got a gimme touchdown right there. 56-39, they'll have the point after to try to make it a 40-point game, and we are very close to 100 points combined. We are at 96. So now we, as fans and as broadcasters, we need to root for the Boltz to get one more quick strike to try to get 100-plus points. It's not something you see every game.
So is that like the chalupa? Do we get some tacos or something?
Well, maybe just a free hamburger from your brother, which we already got. Maybe a bottle of water. How about that, chalupa? And there's the kick is up and good. Another bad snap there, but excellent hold as Eric Gooderp is able to put it through. So we have a 56-40 ball game as the scorekeeper is still working on that. So we conversed about the MVP, and we both decided after a heated argument, almost came to blows, we decided we will go with Russell Schneider, the place kicker, field goal kicker, kickoff specialist, and quarterback. 7 touchdowns, 7 extra points.
Doesn't he have eight touchdowns?
Oh, he's thrown 8 touchdowns and 7 extra points.
Yes. So that is your Twilight Pizza Bistro player of the game. Twilight Bistro, 224 Northeast 4th Avenue in Camas, and also at 1905 Southeast 192nd Ave in East Vancouver, right on the border for Camas. Try the Southern Comfort Pizza. It's a barbecue. Delicious. I was also recommended the Jester Pizza as well.
Ooh.
So the Jester.
Recommended by PJ. You better try that.
The Jester is a base of barbecue, traditional red sauce with mozzarella, pepperoni, Canadian bacon, chicken bacon, Italian sausage, pineapple, garlic, honey, and that is one of the favorites of all of the customers there.
Mozzarella.
So probably the next time I go there, I'm going to be getting the Jester.
All right. Sounds good. So there you have it. Congratulations to Russell Schneider. Pizza is on PJ. You heard it. And you know that man can eat. He's a pretty big quarterback. So we're going to get to finally see a little Ryan Kemp as soon as the SeaTac Cobras kick off. So the performance, 8 touchdown passes. If you break that up, that is a pretty solid performance for 3 games combined. 8 touchdown passes. Unbelievable performance. He just ate that secondary up. And you got to give a lot of credit to the wide receivers, the offensive line, and, of course, the head coach, offensive coordinator, Aaron Fentress, for calling perfect plays.
Yeah, and one of the things that Russ talked about the last game against the Argos is that he was kind of getting happy feet. He wasn't trusting his line. And I think that he kind of grew from that. And he said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to step into the pocket, step up when I need to, and make the good throws. He didn't feel the pocket collapse on him or feel like it was going to, and he just stepped up and made those good throws that he knows he can, and his line has done a good job of giving him the time.
It's all about improvement from one game to the next. Here's the onside kick, and that's going to be recovered by the Boltz. So they're going to take over right at the, looks like the 36-yard line of SeaTac. And one great old friend once told me, a great football mind, he once said, you're always better, you're always at your best from your first game to your second. And here you go. You see the Boltz with a big improvement on both sides of the football. Just the special teams needs to work its kinks out.
Next week, it's going to be a matchup again between these two teams. Portland's going to be headed up to Seattle. Renton to take on these SeaTac Cobras. The Cobras, I believe, we're missing a couple of starters for this game. Obviously, Mike Bell was out, and he will not be back. But I think they were missing a couple other starters. So it'll be interesting. That'll be the first road game for these Boltz to kind of see how they turn out for a road game and see if they can come up with that same intensity and that same firepower that they've had so far this season.
Yeah, not in the comfort zone of Portland. So this is going to be their first road trip all the way to Renton, Washington. I lived out there. Nice place. All right, so the Boltz take over at 36. Ryan Kemp is the new quarterback. He stays in the shotgun formation. There is a handoff up the middle for no gain. As the Boltz are just going to be happy to let the time just tick right off. So we're down under a minute and 30 seconds here.
Boltz fans, if you want to see highlights of this game, I'm probably going to have some up on the our website, portlandsportsbeat.com. You can also find out you can watch our show Wednesday nights, channel 22, 8 to 9 p.m. Comcast. If you're in the Portland metro area, you can also catch all of our shows online at portlandsportsbeat.com. You can follow us on Twitter at PDX Sportsbeat, and as well on Facebook. Facebook.com / Portland Sports Beat.
So the Boltz will be 2-0 after this last 52 seconds. There's another run up the middle for the Boltz, as that looks like Jason Hoyt. So the Boltz are going to be killing the clock, and this is it. Lincoln High School, first game played here. A little trouble with the scoreboard. A little trouble with time management. But the Boltz, 23 seconds and ticking, are going to come away with a big victory. The I-5 rivalry is on. Next week, it's going to be a big game because these teams just played each other, so they know each other very well. And there is one more handoff, and that's going to do it right here in Portland. So, 5 seconds left. Your final score. The Portland Boltz 56 and the SeaTac Cobras 40. 96 points combined by these two teams, just shy of 100. Next Saturday, they just take the I-5 and they go up to Renton. And we're going to see if the Cobras are able to get a little redemption or if the Boltz are able to go to 3-0. Because right now they look like the class of the PDFL.
Yeah, coming from the Portland Monarchs, they were pretty much the class of the Northwest, and this Boltz team is better than that Monarch team. They picked up quite a few players, and one of the teams that they always wanted to play was this Seattle team, and they've shown that they're able to hang with anybody here in this Northwest. So it's going to be I believe it's going to be another great game next week. I think it'll probably be a little bit closer, given that that'll be the Boltz' first road game. I think that both teams are going to go back, watch some film. Seattle's going to look, hey, maybe we should run the ball a little bit more. They were able to control the line of scrimmage, and I think it's going to be a really, really good matchup again. Anytime you play that close together, it's always hard to win 2 games in a row. So it's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, SeaTac, unfortunately for them, they could never get the running game really going because they were always playing from behind, and they always had to throw to catch up to these Portland Boltz. So 8 touchdown passes by your quarterback, Russell Schneider. He is the player of the game. And that is it from Lincoln High School here in Portland, Oregon, across the street from Geldwin. Your final score, once again, the Portland Boltz 56, the SeaTac Cobras 40. This is the Portland Sports Beat Broadcasting Network. I am Brad Stein, joined by PJ Pajamas Miller.
Have a good night.
Boy, I thought I was listening to Jim Nance and John Madden up here.
Yeah. That could be a PFL record too.
I think so. Well, everything we were talking about that. 96 total points.
Yeah, and then his scoring highest amount of points.
Oh yeah.
by one person.
Oh yeah. We mentioned that too.
I mean, it's all of them except for one.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Make sure you write that down so we can keep that in the record books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 8 plus his field goal.
Amazing.
See you later.
All right. Take care.
Excellent commentary. Do you want to go down and get the interviews?
It's up to you. It's up to you. I kind of got out of here.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. If they're going to be on, I guess we'll just start breaking up, and if we find one, we can do one.